Hi guys, welcome back to the Web3 Quick Buy podcast, the podcast where we jam to the latest bits in the decentralized world and chat with all of the brilliant minds in the Web3 industry. I'm your host Olabisi, and I'm thrilled to have you all here with me today for another exciting episode. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is the part where she introduces this week's guest. Right? Where is the guest for this week? Well, dear listeners, today it's just you and me. And what we're doing today is we're diving headfirst into the ever-evolving world of decentralized finance, or DeFi, as we like to call it in the Web3 space. So get ready because we are about to take a wild ride through the cutting-edge innovations that are reshaping the financial landscape. No guests, no problem. It's time for Olabisi's solo flight. And let me tell you, we are going to cover a lot of ground. From the early pioneers of DeFi to the latest game-changing developments, we are going to explore it all. And not to worry, I will make sure to keep things fun, engaging, and easy to understand. After all, that's what the Web3 Quick Buy podcast is all about. Delivering bite-sized chunks of Web3 knowledge that you can sink your teeth into. So without further ado, let's jump right in and discover the fascinating journey of decentralized finance, because this is going to be one episode you won't want to miss. I know DeFi might sound like a complex and intimidating topic, but trust me, by the end of this episode, you will have a much better understanding of how this technology is transforming the way we think about finance. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty of DeFi's evolution, let's make sure we're all on the same page. I mean, that's the only way we can enjoy this episode and enjoy DeFi ecosystem, how it works, and what is set to transform the financial landscape. So we start with, what exactly is this mysterious thing called decentralized finance anyway? I mean, DeFi everywhere I go, DeFi everywhere we go, DeFi. What exactly is this mysterious thing called decentralized finance anyway? Well, guys, you're in luck because I'm about to explain in details what exactly this mysterious thing is about. So DeFi is the wild west of the financial world where the traditional rules of banking and investing have been completely turned upside down in a good way, because it's all about using blockchain technology and smart contracts to create a decentralized, transparent, and permissionless system for managing your money. Gone are the days of relying on stuffy old banks, the endless queue, the endless red tape, having to move from one office to another, especially if you're in Africa. You spend hours at the bank trying to just get one issue fixed, moving from one place to another, going to the bank with loads of documents just because you want to fix a simple issue. But with DeFi, you are in the driver's seat. You're taking charge. You're taking control. You are able to borrow. You're able to lend. You're able to trade. And you're able to ensure your crypto assets without having to answer to anyone. It's a financial revolution. Plain and simple. And it all started with a little project called Maker back in the early days of Ethereum. The pioneers of Maker, they saw the potential for blockchain to disrupt the status quo and create a more equitable, accessible financial system. And let me tell you, we were just getting started, because from there, the DeFi ecosystem exploded, exploded. And it exploded with the rise of decentralized exchanges, lending platforms, and a whole host of other innovative protocols. So suddenly, anyone with an internet connection could participate in global financial markets without having to jump through hoops or beg for permission, or having to get someone's signature on a document for them to be able to participate in the DeFi ecosystem, right? But in as much as this sounds like fun, sounds easy, sounds accessible, it wasn't all smooth sailing. I mean, if it was smooth sailing, then that is tricky and suspicious. So it wasn't all smooth sailing, of course. The DeFi space has had its fair share of challenges, from scalability issues to high-profile hacks that shook the users' confidence. But the industry has been working tirelessly to address these problems, developing layer 2 solutions and beefing up security measures. And you know what they say? Shout out to Kelly Clarkson. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Because as DeFi has grown and evolved, it's become an even more robust and resilient ecosystem, ready to tackle the next wave of innovation. I mean, at this point, the Avengers have nothing on the DeFi ecosystem. And so, I mean, in fact, we are starting to see DeFi integrate with other cutting-edge Web3 technologies like non-fungible tokens, which are popularly known as NFTs, and decentralized identity solutions. I mean, possibilities, just think about it. They are truly endless. And just last week, I had the opportunity to speak on a panel about how blockchain technology supports financial inclusion and financial freedom. Let me tell you, I couldn't help but think about the incredible power of DeFi and how it's truly transforming the financial landscape. Because while I was getting my speech ready and preparing to talk at these events, I was just thinking that at its core, DeFi is all about breaking down the barriers and providing access to financial services for everyone, regardless of their background or location. And you know what's really exciting about all this is that the potential for DeFi to drive financial inclusion and literacy is off the charts. Traditional banking services have long excluded the unbanked and underbanked. They have excluded them totally. There are many people in the world today that they don't even have a bank account. They don't have access to banking. Most people still keep their money under their pillows. They still keep their money in piggy bank. They still keep their money in other people's bank accounts because they don't have access to it. To open a bank account in the traditional financial industry, you have to have some sort of identity, maybe your passports, your birth certificates, and a whole lot of things that identifies you. Most people don't even have that. We're talking about the illiterate and people living in rural areas. They don't have access to all of this. But so the traditional banking services have long excluded these people, and it feels like they are non-existent in the banking industry, right? It's like they are what's the word now? It's like the unbanked and underbanked are not recognized in the financial sense of it. But with DeFi, those barriers are crumbling. They are crumbling, and suddenly, people who have never had access to basic financial services can start building wealth, managing their money, and even securing their financial futures. Because thinking about it, this is a game changer. It's pure and simple. And as we continue to explore the evolution of DeFi, Olabisi, I honestly can't wait to see how it continues to shape the future of finance. So, all right, now, I believe that we've laid the foundation and explored the early days of DeFi. So it is time for us to dive into the explosive growth and diversification that has taken place in this ecosystem. Because if we're being honest, the evolution of DeFi from the early days to what we currently have now has been nothing short of remarkable. Remarkable in caps. Has been nothing short of remarkable. Okay, when I say remarkable, just take a look at the sheer range of decentralized financial services and products that have emerged in recent years. It's like a financial buffet with something to satisfy every appetite. So no matter how high your appetite is, no matter how low it is, no matter how huge your appetite is, there's always something for you. From decentralized exchanges, DEX, to lending and borrowing platforms, the options are endless. Endless options. Now, those decentralized exchanges, right, they are particularly fascinating, aren't they? Okay. I mean, the fact that you can trade cryptocurrencies directly with other users without any centralized authority in the middle. Isn't that mind-blowing? I mean, think about it for a moment. Isn't that mind-blowing? And also the rise of automated market makers as taking this concept to a whole new level, making the trading process smoother and more efficient than ever before. And I know I've spoken about lending and borrowing quite a lot. So these decentralized platforms are really, when it comes to lending and borrowing, the decentralized platforms are really giving traditional banking a run for its money. I mean, think about it. You can access financial services without having to deal with all the hoops and red tape, having to drop this, having to drop that, having to go from one office to another, getting signatures and whatnot. It's like a financial freedom fighter taking down the establishment. When establishment in this context means taking down the traditional financial industry, taking it down one establishment at a time. So I would say taking down the establishment one smart contract at a time. One smart contract at a time takes down one establishment. How does that sound? Fair enough if you ask me. But the real magic doesn't even happen there, right? The real magic happens when you start integrating DeFi with other cutting edge Web3 technologies. Like, did you know you can use an NFT to represent ownership of a physical asset, and then use DeFi protocols to take out a loan against it? Think about it. That is a whole new frontier of financial possibility that's super excited. And also, while we're talking about all this, let's not forget about the potential for DeFi to drive financial inclusion and literacy, because these decentralized protocols are opening the doors to financial services for people who have traditionally been excluded from the traditional banking system. It's a game changer, plain and simple. So guys, as we continue to explore the evolution of DeFi, it's important that you keep your eyes peeled for even more innovative applications and integrations, because we are just getting started. Regardless of all these updates, all these new platforms that are coming up, people are building cool stuff in this space. We're still in the early stage. You are not late. You are, in fact, one of the early adopters. So there are still more amazing, mind-blowing things that are still going to be created in the DeFi space. Because the future of the space is only going to get more exciting and transformative. Now, I know Olabisi has been talking about the amazing things of DeFi, how DeFi is going to change the world, how DeFi is going to transform the financial industry. I know what you're thinking. Without this incredible growth and innovation in DeFi space, it can't have been all sunshine and rainbows. Of course, it can't. It possibly couldn't have been all sunshine and rainbows, right? And you're absolutely right if that is what you're thinking. Because, like I mentioned before, it hasn't been all smooth sailing. And this is because the DeFi ecosystem has certainly had its fair share of challenges to overcome. I mean, think about it. What we are talking about here, we're talking about a completely new financial paradigm built on the cutting edge of blockchain technology. It's a wild frontier, and there have definitely been a few bumps in the road. And one of the biggest bumps in the road or on the road is scalability. I mean, with all the transactions and activities happening on these decentralized protocols, the network can get a little bogged down at times. But the industry has been working really hard to address this with the development of layer 2 solutions that help improve the speed and efficiency of the system. And there's the whole interoperability thing, right? Getting all these different DeFi platforms and blockchain networks to play nice with each other has been a real headache. It has been a real headache getting everybody to come together and play. But then again, we have innovators in this space who have been rising to the occasion. Those are the Avengers of the DeFi space. They have been creating cross-chain bridges and other solutions to make it easier for users to move their assets around, because in Web3, users are priority. Users always come first. And also, let's not forget about the regulatory uncertainty that's been looming over the DeFi space. Talking about trying to navigate the ever-changing landscape of government policies and industry standards, it can be a real minefield. Government can just decide that, you know what, I don't really understand how this blockchain thing works. I don't understand what exactly is DeFi. No citizen of my country is going to use this, need to participate in this, and it did not. So whatever startups has been trying to create something amazing and innovative in that particular country, they have to stop it because the government regulations forbids it. So that is also one thing that we've been trying to navigate, because government policies as we've come to understand, it keeps evolving, it keeps changing over time. Like I said, it can be a real minefield. But you know what they say? Again, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And that's exactly what's happening in the DeFi world, because despite these challenges, the ecosystem is even emerging more resilient and robust than ever before. It's something like you've never seen before. Because in fact, we are starting to see some really exciting trends emerge, like the rise of decentralized insurance protocols and the creation of synthetic assets. Like DeFi, despite all these blockages, despite everything, despite the regulatory issues, despite the scalability issues, DeFi is evolving into this multi-layer financial ecosystem with solutions for everything, from risk management to investment diversification, right? And I also have a prediction, guys, that in the future, which could be tomorrow, seeing how things move so quick in this space, is that we will see the integration of DeFi with traditional financial institutions. I mean, let that sink for a moment. Think about it. Imagine the world of centralized finance and the world of decentralized finance converging. What is that? Because that is going to be a game-changing development that can unlock even more possibilities for financial inclusion and accessibility. Just imagine that. How cool is that going to be? Well, I mean, like I said, my prediction. I'm hopeful that, I believe, because it's not even going to be so long now. In the nearest future, like I said, it could be tomorrow. Could go to bed now. I wake up tomorrow morning and I said, okay, yeah, I can access my traditional banking system, and I can. There has been an integration of DeFi with my traditional banking system, and it's really going to be amazing. It's also a way for us to also get across to people in the Web2 space. I mean, fingers are crossed, and I'm really rooting for these integrations to happen. Like, can it happen anytime soon? So, I mean, while the DeFi space may have had to navigate its fair share of obstacles, the future is looking brighter than ever. And with the continued efforts to address scalability, interoperability, and regulatory concerns, coupled with the emergence of innovative new applications, the potential of this technology to transform the financial landscape is truly limitless. It is, and you will agree with me that it's truly limitless. So, as we start to wrap up this episode, I can't help but feel incredibly excited about the future of DeFi and its potential to reshape the global financial landscape, because this is a technology that's not just about disrupting the status quo. It's about creating a more inclusive, transparent, and innovative financial system that works for everyone. Because just imagine a world where access to financial services is no longer determined by your zip code or your socioeconomic status, where the barriers to entry are torn down and anyone with an internet connection can start building wealth, managing their money, and securing their financial futures. That's the promise of DeFi, and it's a promise that's starting to become a reality. And it's not just about the individual impact either. The ripple effects of DeFi could be felt across the entire global economy. Think about the potential for increased transparency and accountability in financial transactions, or the ability to create new markets and asset classes that were previously inaccessible. It's a game changer, plain and simple. That is all I can say. Mic drop. It's a game changer, plain and simple. But DeFi isn't just about transforming the financial world. It's about shaping the broader Web3 ecosystem as well. Because as we've seen, the integration of DeFi with other cutting-edge technologies like NFTs and decentralized identity solutions is unlocking all sorts of new possibilities. It's like a Web3 Voltron, with each component adding its own unique power and capabilities. So, what's next for this ever-evolving landscape? Well, I would say the sky is the limit, because from the continued development of decentralized insurance and synthetic assets, the deeper integration with traditional financial institutions, the future of DeFi is as boundless as your imagination. And that's why it's so important for all of us to stay informed and engaged with this space, because the more we understand and embrace the potential of these technologies, the better equipped we will be to shape the future of finance and beyond. So I encourage all of you to keep exploring, keep learning, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible. So whether it's diving into the latest DeFi protocols, experimenting with new Web3 applications, or simply staying up to date on the latest industry news and developments, there's always something new to discover. And of course, you know I'm always here to help guide you along the way. So feel free to reach out, connect with me on social media, or catch up on previous episodes. I'm passionate about this space and I can't wait to see what the future holds. If you have any feedback or questions, please reach out to me on social media or send an email at web3quickbites@gmail.com. Until next time, guys, keep exploring, keep innovating, and keep the DeFi revolution alive. Bye.